nothing less than shock. I would say that in Israel, there was a kind of bewildered and amazed and bemused embrace, because anything that might push Hamas and Palestinians who oppose Israel away from its border to be replaced by Americans and American soldiers and businesses. Wow, that is something the Israelis are happy about. Pretty much
Right.
everybody else is horrified.
There was a 1948 Palestine war among, any other sets of violences from Beirut on down, say, to Cairo. Mr. Trump meeting with the leadership of Egypt here in the coming weeks, and with Jordan, I should mention, as well.
Right,
Ethan, this is so important. Where did 2.142 million Palestinians go?
So, I mean, the president says they're going to go to Jordan and to Egypt and perhaps another half dozen other places. If we look at Jordan, a country which is more than half Palestinian to begin with, and that is also playing host to 1 million refugees from Iraq and Syria, and which has its own internal political challenges from the Muslim Brotherhood, this Hashemite monarchy is very, very afraid. And the last thing it wants is hundreds of thousands of Palestinians with links to Hamas coming into its borders. Egypt, the same. I mean, tens and tens of millions of people in Egypt. The Sisi government is fighting against the Muslim Brotherhood, of which Hamas is an offshoot. And they're fighting ISIS in the Sinai. The last thing they want is hundreds of thousands of poor, homeless Palestinians coming into there. So I don't know.
Ethan, has there been a response from Iran yet?
I believe so, Paul. I believe that Iran has said this is nuts, and it's a sign of what's wrong with America. I believe I did see something from the Iranian foreign minister, yes.
Ethan, can you give us a sense of what the situation is on the ground in Gaza today? Where are they in that ceasefire process?
Well, we're 2 weeks into it. They're supposedly starting a discussion about the next phase. But of course, what the president just said kind of throws everything into the air. Meanwhile, on the ground, hundreds of thousands of people are returning to nothing, to their homes that are, hanging rebar and no water, no sewage, and they don't know what to do. Many of them are going back to the humanitarian area. Many of them are saying, get me out of here. So, that is one thing that needs to be said here, that ideologically, Palestinians ought to be moved, but personally and practically, plenty of them would go if there were a place to go,
right,
because their homes are unfortunately a construction zone.